Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. With everything about, what's going on over there in Ukraine, the topic of rights and freedoms, and, you know, of course, the liberals are still protesting and rioting because of what happened to George Floyd and all that kind of stuff. The Great Reset, right? Where the political leaders and the accomplished high profile business owners convened and all that by some dude by the name of Charles, the Prince of Wales, and talk about the Great Reset to rebuild um, the economy and all that kind of stuff, rebuild society and all that bullshit. You know what all that is? It's all fear mongering. It's nothing but bullshit. You know, people don't see. I don't have cable. I don't watch the news that much. Personally, I think all news is fake news. Even Fox News, even CNN, they're all fake news. Sky News, you name it. You name it. I know it's dark. Bear with me and all that, but anyways, since I apologized to a few people, and I'm pretty sure some people out there wondering why I haven't apologized to them. Well, it's probably because you're talking bullshit. Seriously, you were talking bullshit. And if if I say that you're not worthy of my respect, then I'm not gonna apologize to you. Now, like I said, to the few people I did apologize, you know, basically comes down to this. Let me talk about James Yeager. Now, did he deserve? Did I? You know, was it right for me to say, "What are you stupid?" Because he wants to involve himself in another country's problems? No, but I do believe it's a bad idea to meddle in another country's affairs. I think that's a bad idea, especially in wartime. That's what I believe. Um, so, James Yeager, you watch this. I apologize for, you know, for acting the way I did and how I said that, but I'm not going to apologize for saying that I think it's a bad idea that you're over there in Ukraine. I'm not going to apologize for saying that we failed to keep the U.S. government in check. I'm not going to apologize for all that. Mm-mm. And I'm not going to apologize for saying that, in my opinion, I think a rebellion is needed in this country, like long overdue, like badly. Oh, I got to put a dip in, but it's always the same bullshit. Always the same bullshit. You know, people live their lives in fear, and that's the one thing that really gets me. Going back to what I said about a few preppers out there, they sell fear to manipulate people into prepping for an uncertain future where they believe that World War III is going to happen. Who knows? Maybe, 100 years from now, World War III would happen on, 100 years from now. Maybe Civil War. Who knows? I don't know what the future holds. Nobody does. That's the truth. I don't know. I can't really sugarcoat it for you. But have you noticed it's always the mainstream media always looking for a scapegoat. I mean, you name it, like the coronavirus pandemic, mass shootings. Um, let's see. They talk, especially CNN, they talk a lot of shit about pro Second Amendment supporters and all that kind of stuff, especially during the coronavirus pandemic. They said, "Oh, well, you guys are a bunch of super, you're responsible for the super spreader event, blah 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 blah." Now I'm like, yet they're the same people who advocate what the liberals do by inciting violence, rioting, burning down their communities, looting stores because of what happened to George Floyd. I never really understood why, somebody would go around and steal shit that doesn't belong to them, that they didn't pay for, in the name of Rashard Brooks, in the name of Trayvon Martin, or, you know, what's that guy's name who got shot by the freaking cop in Ferguson? And everybody made a big deal about that. Now, if you're protesting, you're a BLM protester, this has nothing to do with you because you're actually following the law. You abide by the law. But of course, there's people on the right who go around and say, "Oh, well, you don't have the right to protest, even though you're peacefully protesting, but you don't have the right to peacefully protest because I don't agree with you." That's basically what it comes down to. In my opinion, that's a bunch of bullshit. And like I said, I'm not going to apologize for saying that peaceful protesting doesn't do shit. It doesn't. It really doesn't. You can protest against police brutality and for free health care or affordable health care. You can protest against the wall at the borders and all that kind of stuff all you want. You can protest against gun control laws all you want, but the end result is that the wolf, meaning the government, doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep. That's the truth. Especially, the rich elites who want to, enforce some kind of great reset and rebuild an economy, a society, and all that. How Personally, I don't know much about the Great Reset. What the frick is up with that? I really don't understand. I know it says something about rebuilding, society's economy, you know, the world's economy or a country's economy or whatever and all that kind of stuff. Especially fears of one world government. Well, that's not new. Hell, when I was back in high school, especially when, what's their faces, the cops and the National Guard and the feds raided people's homes after Hurricane Katrina ravaged New Orleans, everybody, including myself, was talking about, how we despise a one world government. That one world government idea has been talked about since way before 2005, I'm pretty sure. And all of a sudden, you got people waking up. Well, you should have woke up way before then. And now you have. This is the reason why I want to get into the gun industry or ammunition industry, and actually make my own. I have the name for it, Red Reaper ammo. Not only would I make 9mm ammo, but also 45. Or can I? Can I actually make different types of ammunition? I don't know. But, you get what I'm trying to say. That's what I want to do. I want to have my own business. Just to help out. And I certainly won't go around and say, I won't go around and say, hey, I got rich because of this big time contract. I would actually look, look after the people because they need the ammunition. See, that's the thing right here. I mean, 5.56, 2.23, 9 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 40 S&W, 45 ACP, 380 ACP. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the 22 and 380 ACP ammunition. Just me. But there's some people who say that the 22 caliber bullets are just as dangerous because if it gets into the skin, it could actually dislodge somewhere in your body, and it does something to your body from within and all that kind of stuff, and it creates some kind of infection and all that kind of stuff. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but does it stop the threat instantly like that? No, it doesn't. That's my main concern. Stopping the threat, the stopping power of a 9 millimeter bullet. Now, the stopping power is going to be much more different compared to a 45 ACP, to a 44 Magnum, to a 357 Magnum, to especially a 12 gauge shotgun uh, ammunition. 12 gauge shotgun is going to stop you no matter what. And that's the one thing right there. Would you rather stop someone with one bullet, stop a threat with one bullet, or two? It's pretty obvious what I want. I want to stop the threat with one bullet. So, 12 gauge shotgun right there. Do I believe that there's a coin shortage? Do I believe that there's a food shortage and an ammo shortage? No. Once again, I'm not going to apologize for what I say. I'm not. I believe that the government is withholding the food, the ammunition, and all that because, quite honestly, the government fears you. But also, we, not all of us, the American public, the American people also fears the government. I've heard it said, if the people fear the government, that's tyranny. If the government fears the people, that's liberty, right? Well, what you're dealing with is a little bit of both. For those of you saying Civil War and all that, you realize that you are outgunned. They can use the military against you, like at any given time. Yeah, I get it. I believe rebellion is long overdue in this country. Yeah, I agree there. A rebellion is long overdue. But, gotta tell you, we're outgunned. I don't care if you hold two 12 gauge shotguns, you're still going to be outgunned. I'm pretty sure it's pretty easy to make your own Molotov cocktails. Now, when it comes to sticky bombs and all that, I'm pretty sure it's much more involved with that. I don't know how to do all that stuff. Not to mention, I don't know how to make my own ammunition and have the resources and the machinery to make my own ammo at large quantities of ammo. I would like to have stuff like that. But of course, my financial system, financial thingamajig doesn't allow me to do that because I'm not rich. I wish I was. This is the main reason why I want to have my own business. But of course, especially with people who want to own their businesses, and this is the one thing that really irks me, right? I actually talked about this. It amazes me that people go around and they say, I want to own my own business and be rich and all that, but they don't understand that it takes time. And just because you make your own business it doesn't mean you're going to get rich within a year. Sometimes it just takes time. It really does. And if that's your end goal, instead of actually having a vision for your company, like prime example, I can make a car washing business, and my main goal is to clean the cars to help the customers with their cars and all that. I'm talking about getting down to the nitty gritty, cleaning the door jambs with hurricane chemical, and cleaning the rims, the wheels, and underneath the wheel wells with hurricane, and put the aluminum brightener or wire wheel on the rims and all that. Talk about something that's going to be shiny afterwards, but yeah. But anyways, and then of course you're washing the car, and of course putting some chemical, the hurricane chemical, in the engine, and then spraying some hyper dressing on the black engine parts and all that. See, it comes down to that vision. What do you want with, what do you want to do with your company? Do you want to help people, or do you want to just own your business for your own selfish gain, right? You want to be rich. See, that's not, if you want to be selfish, that's not good business. Good business is helping the customer. Say if I want to have had a ammunition company called Red Reaper Ammo, and I actually not only make my if I had this company, I would also make 40 S&W and 45 ACP ammo, along with 10 millimeter and 9 millimeter ammo. My goal is to help the customer. I would actually look out for the gun owners first. I'm not going to worry about the big time government contracts, contracts from the FBI, the CIA, and the ATF. I would turn all three of those government contracts down, because I have no trust for not I don't have no trust for the CIA. I don't trust the ATF or the FBI, especially what they did at Waco and Ruby Ridge. None whatsoever. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. All right. Hell, I don't trust the NSA, especially, I understand some people have different opinions about Edward Snowden, but, of course he's living in Russia. But would you rather have somebody say, hey, you're being watched in your own homes? The government's using some kind of electronics that you have and all that kind of stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if the government has tracking devices in your own cars, especially the newer cars, and your laptops and all that kind of shit. And not to mention your cell phones. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. The government is watching your every move. Seriously. And what you say on YouTube and all that kind of stuff, of course they watch that kind of stuff. And quite honestly, I could care less if the Alphabet Boys have me on their watch list. Hell, I'm a constitutionalist, and constitutionalists are automatically on the watch list. So, voila. It is what it is. I mean, they can come to my house, apartment, whatever, right now, and they can just see some redneck dude in his truck out in the dark somewhere, just talking to a freaking phone and all that, just to let you all know what's going on, the complexity of the situation or situations that's going on. The Great Reset, prepping, the the conservatives, the liberals, the libertarians, the feminists, and all that. I don't respect feminists. I don't respect them whatsoever. I honestly don't. So it is what it is. So yeah.